Welcome back in the Hockey Nation live show. This is Coach Frenchy directly in the booth. Today we're going to talk about something really specific. If you remember, a couple of days ago I did a 10 best contract in NHL by using the stats called GSVA for goal score value add. And today we're going to go with the 10th worst contract allow in the NHL for the upcoming season 2020 and 2021. So let's make this happening, and I can wait to show you the 10 players of in the NHL. Number 10, Josh Morrissey. Josh is a defenseman with the Winnipeg Jets last season. And 65 games, he has 5 goals, 26 assists for 31 points. But the point is he has still have 8 years at 6.25 million per year. So for what he bring on an offensive side, we can tell me, okay, he's a great defenseman, but I don't think so. He's a number one or number two. So we'll see what he's going to bring this year, but be very surprised about his for the money he get per year, if it's really worth it for the Jets, for the Winnipeg Jets. Number 9, let's make something. He just get traded a couple of weeks ago by the Florida Panthers to the Pittsburgh Penguins. Michael Madison, originally born in Montreal, last season with the Panthers, he had 59 games. He scored 8 goals, 12 assists, 20 points. His contract is a $4.875 million per year. He still have 6 more years to go. Here's the problem we have in Madison. His defensive side is really poor. For the last 2 years, he have a difficult time on that zone. And then also, he turn it back a lot. Usually those offensive players, whatever who they are, they turn it back. But him, he's really have a difficult time with that stat. So that's what maybe diminish his contract 4.875. So it really be really interesting to see what he's going to do with Pittsburgh Penguins. We know already Chris Letang is over there, and they have still a couple of good defensemen over there. Don't see him like number 2, maybe top 4, but you're going to see for 6 years. Will be really interesting what he's going to bring this year with the Pittsburgh Penguins. Number 8, we have to go with Justin Falk. This is really surprised what happening. Remember, he got traded from the Carolina Hurricanes to St. Louis Blues last season. He was going to become a UFA, and during the year, the manager Doug Armstrong decided to sign and offer a contract Justin for a 7-year, $6.5 million. And this year they have Alex Pietrangelo as a UFA, and they have to take a decision if they keep him or they let it go. And offering that contract to Justin Falk, I'm not sure it's the right decision. Last season, in 69 games, he scored 5 goals, 11 assists for 16 points. We know a couple of weeks ago the Blues signed Tony Crook, but again, at 6.5 defenseman number 3 or 4 is still very expensive for what he bring the offensive side of his, where he's really more strength. So could be a long contract for the Blues for the next couple of years. To be honest with you. Number 7, Jacob Trouba. Again, it's another player that traded from the Minnesota Wild to the New York Rangers, and he got a contract of $8 million, a 6-year That's another big contract. He played 70 games last season, 7 goals, 20 assists, 27 points. Recognized as an offensive side, completely good on defensive, but um, use on power play. They are really Fox the Angel over there. So I think for 8 more year, 6 more year, $8 million to be with the. Not sure he's at the top 15 best defenseman in NHL, so it's really expensive. I don't think so. It is worth it um, for the money they got per year. So it'll be very interesting about Jacob next season with the Rangers. Number 6, Nikita Zaitsev. Nikita came again. You can see a lot of players get contract and then he got trade. Nikita got trade last season from the Toronto Maple Leafs to the Ottawa Senators. We can remember that trade with Cody CC, and then it was really a transfer, a trade about the money, about the salary cap. And last season, in 58 games, he scored only 1 goal, 11 assists, 12 points, $4.5 million for more 4 years. I'm not sure what is the right thing for the Ottawa Senators. They have a young team. They're getting a very get better and better, but I'm not sure if Nikita is the right solution for them. For 4 more years is something they have to check and to see if Nikita can be that kind of players. But he's definitely not a top three defenseman, and could be really long term for the Ottawa Senator. The following next players. This one is really not strange. I believe he got just a bad year last season with the Phoenix Coyotes. Oliver Ekman Larson. Last season in 66 games, he had 9 goals, 21 assists, 30 points. He has again $8.25 million for 7 years. Good and bad. He's a captain of the team. Maybe the top 15 best defenseman. Could be the top 10. Just don't play the level he was supposed to play, or they play the level they played prior last season. So, very interesting about him. What he's going to do. We know this year they let it go Taylor Hall, and they have a lot of discussion, trade bait about OEL the last couple of weeks, but I don't see him leaving that team now, and maybe it could be for 1 more year. But again, 7 more years, 8.25 is something could be bad at the end of his contract. Number 4, this one is really. First of all, Nashville Predator did not play well. The offensive was really off last season, and you can see the movement they did a couple of weeks ago with Bonino out, and then Kyle Dubas out. And you can see that kind of transformation in Nashville. Michael they did not resign UFA Michael Granlund. So Rand Johansson, center number 1, and top line for Nashville. You have $9 million, 7 years, 63 more millions to get. Last season, 68 games, 14 goals, 22 assists for 36 points. At that level of salary he get per year, he has to be about close to 1 point per game. Cannot play. He cannot. I'm not worried about his scoring. He never been a scorer. He have a couple of 30 goal with the Columbus Blue Jackets. If you remember that trade with Zeph Jones, you can see now Columbus win that trade at that moment. But if he can score 20, 25 goals and but add 40 assists, so 65 to 75 points, he deserves that kind of money. But I'm not sure if he can do it anymore. The last 2, 3 years for the Nashville did not play that kind of hockey. So it would be very interesting what's coming for Ryan Hohenson next season. Number three. This is a tough one. Last season, um, he signed a new contract with this Buffalo Sabre, Jeff Skinner, a big contract of $9 million, 7 years, Um, I think the Santa Claus come to his direction. We know he scored over 40 goals the year prior, but this year was so bad. He played 59 games. He has only 14 goals, but only 9 assists, 23 points. The level he played, the top line, he was played top six, right? That's not supposed happening. So hopefully it's a bad year for him. Hopefully he come back. He scored over 30 goals. But now Saber add Eric Starr, Taylor All. So he's not going to play at the top line. I don't see him playing that because it's going to be Taylor Hall, Jack Eagle, and Reinhardt. And then he's supposed and he should be with Eric Stahl and see what he's going to bring. But $9 million, that's not a good contract for the Saber and Buffalo Saber. Number two, um, this is really it's number two. I go with him because I really believe Michael Vlasic did not play the last 2 years or 3 years like he was before that. At $7 million 6 year, 5 goal, 10 assists, 15 points, 70 game. We understand he's not an offensive player like Carlson or Brent Burns, and But when you play with with Ottawa's, with the San Jose Sharks, you are get $7 million. You now become the chair number three or four defenseman. That's a lot of money. That's really a lot of money to give to someone. And I don't think so. Mark played that level the last 2 years at least, and he would have to come back and get play at the level he's supposed to play. And San Jose struggled last 2 years now, more last season, and I don't see what could change a lot this year. So that's the one where it could be buy out the next 3 years and let it go. Again, San Jose have $11 million to Carlson. Mark Edward gets 7 million. Brent Burns is over $8 million. So that's a lot of money for three defensemen. And finally, number one this year, um, it's a go. Los Angeles King defenseman number 8, Drew Doughty. Um, $11 million 7 years. He scored only 7 goals, 28 assists, 35 points. OMG, that's a lot of money for the next 7 year. He did not play the level he was played before. You can see those 10 players I'm talking. I always say repeat the same thing. Did not play the level. Did not play like he was supposed. And that's why they got the 10 worst contract. That's simple what they are. I select them there. And I think Doughty did not play. He should be a 15 goal, a 30 assist minimum, and $11 million. I don't see that kind of money. Good defensemen deserve that kind of money. Other like Victor Edmond or Roman Ozzy, Ozzy, in Edmond are in the best 10 contract in NHL. So you can see the difference between organization do the right thing, some they do the mistake, and that's one maybe the worst right now that NHL for the upcoming season with number um, with Drew Doughty. So this is 10 worst contract in NHL for the upcoming season 2020 and 2021. And again, what I said to you is they are evaluated by the stats called GSVA, goal score value add, and I think that's the reason why they did the list of the 10 worst contract in NHL. I just want to remind you, subscribe to this video on the YouTube channel on under Hockey Nation Live Show. You can find us on Facebook page or YouTube channel, and leave us some comment. Let's discuss about the 10 worst. Give me your list, thinking about what is your 10 worst contract. Could be only 2 or 3 if you want to, but I would love to discuss with you. Just want to remind you also, every day, Monday to Friday, 11 o'clock Eastern Time. We are live show. Myself with my co-host Michael Develano. We talk about all different news around the NHL. And right now we are on the marathon of 31 days, back to back to back, Monday to Friday, talking about 31 different teams in NHL about the preview of their upcoming season 2021. Thank you so much to be here today. Look forward to see you next time. Have an amazing, great weekend.